told Lord Vishnu, I'm leaving Vaikuntha, I'm leaving you, I'm going to go to the earth, and I'm going to do tapasya, severe tapasya, because I feel as if I'm contaminated. I was not able to stop this man from putting his feet on you. And the Lord could not convince her, so she leaves. So after some time, the Lord feels very sad in the absence of Lakshmi. So he appears on the earth in Kali Yuga, the age that we're in now, as Balaji, right? And in the area of the Tirumala hills. Now, the Lakshmi, she ended up in Maharashtra at a certain place where she was performing secretly or in a hidden way severe tapasya. So eventually, the Maya Sita appears also in the Tirumala area as Padmavati. And she's a very sincere and pure devotee, and she's always thinking of Lord Vishnu. And one day, Balaji meets her, and immediately he's attracted to her, and she's attracted to him. And one thing leads to another, and they're going to get married. But then Lakshmi hears about this, and she comes all the way from Maharashtra to Tirumala Hill. And she gives her approval. So then that marriage takes place with the Padmavati. And then that's why you always see Balaji surrounded by, on one side is Lakshmi Devi, and the other side is Padmavati, or she's also Bhu Devi, right? Called Bhu Devi. So this is a quick, I mean, it's a much more complicated story, but this is a quick summary of this story. Well, also, how do we get Goda Devi or Andal involved in this? Well, she was this daughter of a Brahmin who was worshiping Ranganath in Rangachetra in Tamil Nadu. Srirangam, yeah. I said Rangachetra, right? But it's Srirangam, yeah. So, and she was a very young girl, like 13, 14, and her father had a flower garden, and she would make garlands every day for Ranganath. And her father was the head priest, and he would get the garland, and he would garland Ranganath. So one day he came a little early to get the garland, and he saw that his daughter was wearing the garland and examining it around her neck. And he became extremely upset. "What are you doing?" He said, "You're not allowed to do that." He said, "Take that garland and throw it away in the trash." You know. So she was very hurt, but she listened to her father, and she threw it in the area where they put leftovers of worship. No, it's not actually trash, but the leftovers of worship, right? And he goes to the temple, but when he tries to put the garland on Ranganath talks to him. He said, "I don't want this garland." And he was shocked. It never happened before. He said, "I want that garland that you told your daughter to put in the trash." And he was shocked. And he goes back and he asks his daughter, "Where is that garland?" And she goes and brings it. And he goes back and puts it on Ranganath. And Ranganath is very pleased. Now, when the news got out, everyone realized that this is not an ordinary girl. She's not just making garlands for the Lord, that the Lord has very special feelings for her. So they arranged the marriage of Goda Devi to Ranganath. And sometime after the marriage, she disappeared into the body of the deity. So, therefore, in South India, they perform this wedding ceremony. And they also consider her like sometimes some kind of expansion of Lakshmi Devi, you know, or Bhu Devi, one or the other. So therefore, this wedding ceremony is very auspicious and is performed, at least at this period, at the end of Margaza, I think, or Margiza. And that's when people recite the Tirupavai, this wonderful poem that this 14-year-old girl wrote. Goda Devi, or Andal, she wrote. And by the way, she's the only female Alvar there, which shows that she's not only an ordinary girl. She's one of the acharyas of the Sri Vaishnavas. She is on the level of Klushakar and Namalvar and so forth. So when she wrote this poem, it's a very interesting poem. It's 31 stanzas, or it's called Parsurams. What is it all about? It's about her going to Vrindavan, being trained by the gopis to meet Radharani and Krishna, and serving Radha and Krishna. So you have to be trained by the gopis. You can't just go there and approach Radha and Krishna. You have to be first trained by them. So the whole poem that she wrote is extremely profound. And it is what you would call the bridge between the Sri Vaishnavas and the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, right? Because here, she and Ramanujacharya built this bridge between the Sri Vaishnavas and the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Ramanujacharya, up until his time, all the previous Alvars and saints were writing in Tamil. But Ramanujacharya, in order to meld or join Sri Vaishnavas to the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, Northern Vaishnavas, he also wrote in Sanskrit. Right? He wrote in Tamil also, but he also began to write in Sanskrit. And then secondly, Ramanujacharya did other things that were amazing, such as he actually accepted 2 persons born in Sudra families as guru. He had 5 gurus. He had 1 initiating guru, Yamunacharya, and he had 4 other Shiksha gurus, but they're all on the same level. And 2 of them were born in Sudra families. And he even left his wife after some time because she was disrespectful to one of his. I don't want to call him a Sudra. There's no such thing as a Sudra guru, but one of the gurus who appeared in a Sudra family. So both Ramanujacharya and Goda Devi created this eternal connection between the Sri Vaishnavas and the Gaudiya, Madhava Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Okay, so therefore, for 1 month, beginning somewhere around the 15th of December and coming up to right before Makara Sankranti, the Sri Vaishnavas every day recite one of the Parsurams, or one of the stanzas of the Tirupavai. And then after that, they celebrate this marriage of Goda Devi with Lord Vishnu. Okay, so that explains why we did this. And it has a deeper meaning also, because Goda Devi, the whole poem is about, like I said, her going to Vrindavan, being trained by gopis to meet Radha and Krishna, to serve them. Right? And the other thing that Ramanujacharya did that also built this bond between the Sri Vaishnavas and the Madhava Gaudiya Vaishnavas, which is the sampradaya in which our Srila Prabhupada has been in, or is in. He also took the verse from Bhagavad Gita, Sarvadharmam Prityaja Mamikam Saranam Raja Am Tvam Sarvapapyabhyo Moksisyami Ma Suchaha, where Krishna says, Arjuna, give up all your concepts of dharma and just surrender only unto me. Mam ekam saranam vraja. And if you do this, I will free you from all karma. Therefore, do not hesitate, do not doubt, and do not have any fear. So he called this the Charana Sloka. He emphasized 3 slokas that Vaishnavas have to recite every day, and they also have to say after every ceremony or ritual that they perform. But he gave special importance to all 3, but he specifically emphasized the Charana Sloka, or this 18th chapter, 65th verse of Bhagavad Gita. And more than that, in Kanchipuram, when he was living there for a long time after Yamunajaya disappeared, and he was worshipping Varadaraj. One day he walked up on the altar of Varadaraj, and Varadaraj is standing like this, giving his blessing everywhere, and he wrote Ma Sucha on his palm. And you can see that today if you look carefully on the palm of the deity. That's from the verse. Krishna says, Aham tvam sarva papyabhyo mokshisami ma suchaha, which means don't hesitate, don't doubt, don't fear. Surrender unto Krishna. So, all these things are very interesting. And that's why I always say, the less you know, the more differences you see. The more you know, the more similarities you'll see. Right? So there's no difference of opinion between Gaudiya Vaishnavas and the Sri Vaishnavas. They have the same Siddhanta. There might be different sampradaya, but the same Siddhanta. Siddhanta is the whole body of philosophical understanding by which a person is convinced to worship Lord Krishna. So it's the same Siddhanta, but even though it might be a different sampradaya. Sampradaya means a different lineage. So the Sri Sampradaya is coming from Lakshmi Devi. Narayana explains to Lakshmi Devi transcendental knowledge, and then she passes it down in this sampradaya. And the Madhava Gaudiya Sampradaya, Brahma Madhava Gaudiya Sampradaya, Krishna personally explains to Brahma, Brahma explains to Narada, Narada explains to Vyasa, and it comes down to Madhavendra Puri, and it goes to Madhavacharya, and from Madhavacharya it goes down to Madhavendra Puri. Madhavendra Puri was the grand guru of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His disciple Ishwara Puri became the guru of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And it comes down to Srila Prabhupada. So, the sampradaya may be different, but the siddhanta is exactly the same. And siddhanta means the philosophy, and therefore there are 4 Vaishnava sampradayas. There's the Sri Sampradaya, there's the Kumara Sampradaya, there's the Rudra Sampradaya, and there's the Brahma Sampradaya. All 4 of them have the same siddhanta. The whole body of philosophy by which a person is convinced to surrender to Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although the Sampradaya, the lineage, may be different, but the siddhanta is the same. Okay. So, and then tomorrow is Makara Sankranti, which is an extremely important day in Vedic history. It's the day that Bhisma Dev waited for to leave his body, right? And it's the day when the sun goes from the southern hemisphere to the northern hemisphere. So there are 2 very important days for performing the Shraddha ceremony for departed ancestors. One is Makara Sankranti, and the second one comes in September, October. But more important, Makara Sankranti. Why is it important for the Shraddha ceremony? Because why did Bhisma Pitamaha wait for that day? Because that day is when, like I said, the sun comes up to this northern hemisphere. There's more light, and more light means more sunshine. Days get longer. You can see today, it was a nice day today. The days, and you can see it's starting to get darker a little bit later and starting to get light a little bit earlier. See, it's very auspicious. More people die during the southern hemisphere, when the sun is in the southern hemisphere, in the dark period. But the light period is very auspicious for leaving the body, and very auspicious for spiritual activities. Well, spiritual activities are okay all the time, but it's very auspicious in this period. And therefore we celebrate it. And we celebrate the passing of Bhismadeva because his passing, his leaving his body was extremely auspicious. Why? Krishna was there, and all the demigods were there, and all the great sages in the universe were there to witness his leaving his body. Why? Because his body had deteriorated. This was like after the Battle of Kurukshetra, several weeks after. He no longer had any flesh, he no longer had any blood veins, he was just bone, but he was still alive. And he spoke Raja Dharma to Yudhisthira, and he explained the position of Lord Krishna as the original Narayana. And he also taught the Vishnu Sahasranam Sotram to Yudhisthira and to the whole world. And especially Sri Vaishnavas, they should be repeated every day. And he established so many incredible teachings in that short period where he was speaking to Yudhisthira that are carried on today as and tomorrow we will celebrate that, and I will tell the story of Bhismadeva, and your hair stands on end when you hear the description of his instructions to Yudhisthira in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st canto, chapter 9. It's absolutely hair-raising. If you have a bald head, you definitely should come. You'll resurrect everything, you know. And if you have a lot of hair, you won't need any what do you call that gel. You don't need any hair gel. You look like a Mohegan. Your hair will stand on it, and women and men. Okay, so now we'll chant this bhajan, and then we'll have our class. And this bhajan is very beautiful. It says, "Please arise, O Krishna, O Madhava, O Gopala, in the temple of my heart. O darling of Yasoda, Krishna, come, please come, O butter thief, O Lord of my life, please come, O youthful boy, bringing Radha along at your left, at the abode of Raja within my heart. Please come, O protector of Raja." This is why whenever there's a wedding ceremony, first the groom is on the right side, and the bride is on the the groom is on the left side, the bride is on the right side. But when they do the Kanyadan, they change places, and then the bride is always on the left side. Just like here, you see Radha and Krishna; she's always on the left side of Krishna. O darling of Yasoda, please come, O butter thief, O Lord of my life, please come, O youthful boy, bringing Radha along at your left, at the abode of Raja within my heart. Please come, O protector of Raja. Now, why does he say, in my heart? This abode of Krishna, this Vrindavan is in the heart of the devotee. Why? Because the devotee no longer connects to the Google network or the Yahoo network or any other network. He connects, or she connects, to the Krishna network. And that's an internal network. And when you connect to the Krishna network, you don't see news about Trump and Pelosi and Schumer. You see news about Radha and Krishna. And the pastimes, actually, you see them in real time taking place. See? And we're going to talk about that a little later. You'll see that the devotee doesn't need a microchip in his brain to know things. The microchip is already there. It's Paramatma in the heart. But because one becomes a lover of Krishna by hearing about Krishna, they don't even see the Paramatma, they see Radha and Krishna in the heart, and their pastimes in Vrindavan, with the gopis, with Nanda Baba, and Yasoda Mai. So you don't need television, you don't need cell phone, you just need Krishna. And you'll be connected to the Supreme Personality of Godhead eternally. And then it says, tears are flowing from my eyes like a monsoon cloudburst. Please arise, O youthful Kishora, O dark Shamal, O most beloved of Radha. Please arise in my heart. Please arise, O maintainer of the cowherds. So this is a very nice bhajan, and we'll sing it now. Antara mandire jago jago Madhava Krishna Gopal. Antara mandire jago jago Madhava Krishna Gopal. Yasuda Dula Lesunani Chor Lesunani Chor Yasuda Dula Lesunani Chor. Pranir Divata Eso He Kishor. Pranir Divata Eso He Kishor. Loyi Radha Bamne Hirda Vajadamne. Loyi Radha Bamne Hirda Vajadamne. Eso he bajera raka Madhava Krishna Gopal. Eso he bajera raka Madhava Krishna Gopal. Antara mandire jago jago Madhava Krishna Gopal. Antara mandire jago jago Madhava Krishna Gopal. Madana Gopale so manohara. Madana Gopale so manohara. Gale banamala tumi hey sundar. Gale banamala tumi hey sundar. Loye pranasaka daho more deka. Loyi pranasaka daho more deka Sundara Giridarila Madhava Kirtans Gopal Sundara Giridarila Madhava Krishna Gopal Sundara Giridarila Madhava Krishna Gopal Antara mandire jago jago Madhava Krishna Gopal Antara mandire jago jago Madhava Krishna Gopal Nayana Ganaye Betari Bado Nayana Ganaye Betari Bado Jago Jago Tumi Kishora Tomasma Jago Jago Tumi Kishora Shama Shirada Priyatama Jago Hridoye Mama Shirada Priyatama Jago Hridoye Mama Jago Gostera Raka Madhava Krishna Gopal Jago He Gostera Raka Madhava Krishna Gopal Jago He Gostera Raka Madhava Krishna Gopal Andar mandire jago jago Madhava Krishna Gopal Antara mandire jago jago Madhava Krishna Gopal Madhava Krishna Gopal Bolo Madhava Krishna Gopal Madhava Krishna Gopal Jai Shri Krishna Bhagavan Ki Jai. Haribol. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared over 500 years ago, he did something that was never done before. A hint of this something came earlier by Jayadev Goswami. He wrote a beautiful poem called Gita Govinda, and in that he revealed the special nectarian pastimes of Radha and Krishna to some extent. But this subject is very confidential. That's why Vyasadeva, when he wrote the Srimad Bhagavatam, he didn't name Srimati Radharani directly. He named her indirectly as Aradhana. Why? Because the pastimes of Radha and Krishna are very confidential. It's not meant for persons who are addicted to meat-eating, gambling, illicit activities outside of marriage, and intoxication to hear these things. They'll misinterpret them. But when Lord Chaitanya came, he opened up the treasure box of love of Krishna. And he demonstrated by his personal pastimes the transcendental ecstasy of meditating on the nectarian pastimes of Radha and Krishna. And this next bhajan by Narottam Das Thakur, the great Bengali Vaishnava saint and poet and acharya, says in very explicit terms the importance of worshipping Radha and Krishna. It says, when will that opportune moment come to us, when there will be shivering of the body as soon as we chant Lord Gauranga's name, Lord meaning Lord Chaitanya's name, while chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, while chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra? When will there be tears in the eyes? When will I obtain the mercy of Lord Nityananda Chandra? Nityananda is actually Lord Balaram, Krishna's brother, and Lord Chaitanya is Krishna. They appeared together to bring, especially this chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra in this age of Kali, age of hypocrisy and quarrel. When by his mercy will the desire for material enjoyment become very insignificant? So Nityananda is considered the quintessential or original spiritual master, guru. He's the direct expansion of Lord Krishna. There's no difference between Krishna and Nityananda, between Krishna and Balaram. And Nityananda is Balaram, who appeared to spread the chanting of Hare Krishna as the Yuga Dharma in this age of Kali. So it says here, when by his mercy, Lord Nityananda, or Balaram's mercy, will the desire for material enjoyment become very insignificant? When the mind is completely purified, being freed from material anxieties and desires, then I shall be able to understand Vrindavana and the conjugal love of Radha and Krishna, and then my spiritual life will be successful. So, here's a prerequisite for becoming actually happy and pure. That is, one must be free of material anxieties and desires. These are the two things that keep us bound up in the material world. That's why so many people take drugs in America. Over 50% of the population are taking some kind of drug for anxiety. Would you agree with that? Anybody in Microsoft taking anxiety pills? Yeah. When shall I be very much eager to study the books left by the 6 Goswamis, headed by Sri Rupa Goswami and Srila Raghunath Das Goswami? By their instruction, I shall be able to properly understand the loving affairs of Radha and Krishna. My only aspiration is to attain the lotus feet of the 6 Goswamis, headed by Srila Rupa Goswami and Sri Raghunath Das Goswami. Narottam Das constantly prays to attain their lotus feet. So, to be able to understand Radha and Krishna, one must be free of material anxieties and fear and doubts about Krishna, and of most important, material desires. One does eliminate material desires, but it replaces them with spiritual desires to please Radha and Krishna. And that's what we've done here in the temple. We base our whole life on pleasing Radha and Krishna. Right? And we orient all our desires toward pleasing the Lord and His eternal consort, Srimati Radharani. Goranga bolite habe pulaka sarira Hari Hari bolite naya nababe nira Goranga bolite habe pulaka sarira Hari Hari bolite naya nababe nira Goranga bolite habe pulaka sarira Hari Hari bolite naya nebabe nira Orakabe nitayechan koruna hoibe samsara basana mora kabhi tu chahabe Arakabe nitayechan koruna hoibe samsara basana mora kabhi tu chahabe Vishaya charira kabe sudahabe mana kabe hamahera boshi vrindavana Vishaya kariya babe sudahabe mana kabe hamahera boshi vrindavana Goranga bolite habe pulaka sarira Hari Hari bolite naya nebabe nira Goranga bolite habe pulaka sarira Hari Hari bolite naya nebabe nira Vishaya charita kabe sudahabe mana kabe hamahera boshi vrindavana Rupa Raghunatha Bade Hoibe Akuti Kabehama Bhuja Bose Jugala Priti Vishaya Chariya Kabe Sudaha Bimana Vishaya Chariya Kabe Sudaha Bimana Kabeha Mahera Boshi Vrindavana Kabeha Mahera Boshi Shivravana Goranga Kodite Habe Pulaka Sarira Hari Hari Bolite Naya Nebabe Nira Goranga Bolite Habe Pulaka Sarira Hari Hari Bolite Naya Nebabe Nira Rupa Raghunatha Pade Rahu Mora Asa Partana Koro Yesada Narottama Dasa Rupa Raghunatha Pade Rahu Mora Asa Partana Koro Yesada Narottama Dasa Vishaya Chariya Kabe Sudha Bimana Vishaya Chariya Kabiha Mahera Boshi Vrindavana Goranga Bolite Habe Pulaka Sarira Hari Hari Bolite Naya Nebabe Nira Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shrimad Bhagavad Gita Grantaraj Ki Jai. Bolo Shri Krishna Bhagavan Ki Jai. Gaur Premanandi Haribo. So you can put the verse on the board. Someone there? Nobody's there. Okay. You know what the verse is? 632. Today we're going to hear from Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, 32nd verse. This verse is very universal. If you understand this verse, you understand the whole philosophy of Krishna consciousness. And it's actually it's a short verse, and it's a short commentary by Prabhupada. But the whole philosophy of Krishna consciousness is there. The whole Vedic philosophy is there. And you'll understand why there's suffering in this world from this verse. And you'll understand the cure for all suffering. So, you have the verse, Prabhu? 6th chapter, 32nd verse. So you can repeat after me. Atmopamyena. Atmopamyena. Sarvatra. Okay, close some of the lights. Close some of the lights. Not this row here, but you can close the other 3 rows. And then just close 1, 2, 3, starting from the right side. From the right. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Okay, you should be able to see that now. Atmopamyena. Sarvatra. Samam. Pasyati. Yorijana. Sukham. Va. Yadi. Va. Dukam. Sayogi Paramo Mataha. So this says Atmopamyena Sarvatra Samam Pasyati Yorjana. Sukham va yadi va dukkam sa yogi paramo mata atmopamyena sarvatra samam pasyati Arjuna. Sukham va yadi va dukkam sa yogi paramo mata atmopamyena sarvatra samam pasyati Arjuna. Sukham va yadi va dukkam sa yogi paramo mata. Atma, with his self, opamyena, by comparison, sarvatra, everywhere, samam, equally, pasyati, sees, ya, he who, Arjuna, O Arjuna, sukham, happiness, va, or, yadi, if, va, or, dukkam, distress, sa, such, yogi, a transcendentalist, parama, perfect, mata, is considered. He is a perfect yogi who, by comparison to his own self, sees the true equality of all beings in both their happiness and their distress, O Arjuna. Please repeat. He is a perfect yogi who, by comparison to his own self, sees the true equality of all beings in both their happiness and their distress, O Arjuna. So we see this is a verse that is universal wisdom. It is not sectarian. It's universal. In other words, by observing yourself honestly, without any pretension, you can understand other people. By observing yourself honestly, you can understand almost 80% who Krishna is. So this looking into oneself is extremely important for spiritual realization. Not only to be able to understand others, but also to understand Krishna. So in the purport, it says, in commentary, it says, Prabhu, put the commentary on next. And we'll go line by line slowly, because each line is full of spiritual realization. One who is Krishna conscious is a perfect yogi. He is aware of everyone's happiness and distress by dint of his own personal experience. Now I'm sure, unless someone wants to raise their hand and say it's not true, that everyone here is experiencing happiness and distress. Is it true, Prabhu? 100%. Okay. If he says 100%, it's 100%. It's 101%. Right? Thank you, Prabhu. Yes. So everyone is experiencing happiness and distress in their life. There's no one that's experiencing only happiness. Right? And when we become aware of our own happiness and distress, then we can empathize universally, not only with human beings, but with the animals also. Animals also are feeling happiness and distress. When a baby cow is born and they take the baby away from the mother is crying, and the baby is crying, is not? It's not only the human babies are crying because they're taken away from their mother, right? The cow is crying. The birds, in one of our barns, every summer we have a bird's nest. And once the birds hatch from their egg, they're always chirping, and especially when they get hungry, they start chirping very loud. And the mother is not there, and they're worried. You know, they're actually blind in the beginning, and they're hungry, and they're chirping like that, and eventually the mother comes, and then they're each one is trying to get the whatever food she's brought back, and finally they're quieted, right? But they're in anxiety. Right from birth, they're in anxiety. And birds, throughout their whole life, all animals, they experience four things. They eat, they sleep, they're always worried, and they reproduce. This is what animals do. Now, if you ever see a bird eat, anybody seen a bird eat? Yeah. What do they do?
Just pick some grains.
What do they do after they pick the grain?
Take the grains.
No. They're always looking like this. And then they take another grain and they look like this. Watch it. Why are they going like this? Yeah, they're worried. They're worried. One time I saw a horrible thing on the farm. We had these little bird boxes, right? It has a little hole in it. And the birds find it naturally. And the mother uses that. Sometimes instead of making a nest, the mother bird will use that, and she lays her eggs in the nest. And then the little birds hatch, and then you can hear them chirping. I saw once a snake go up the wall, went into the nest and ate the birds. It's frightening, and the birds were screaming at the top of their lungs, but mother was nowhere around. Even if the mother was there, what's she going to do? So we have snakes at the farm also. You have snakes everywhere here, but unfortunately they are not poisonous. They're called garden snakes, but they look exactly like poisonous snakes. Especially the ones we have on the farm, they're thick like this. They're very beautiful. They're all different colors. They're blue and green and white, or yellow or orange. Yeah, they're very beautiful, and they're thick, and they're about this long when they get mature, right? And they're well fed. They're very well fed because they'll eat mice. They can even eat rats, and they eat birds, and they eat anything they can grab. So all the animals, even the snakes are worried because of the birds. The birds come and pick the snakes up and eat them. It's very dangerous. The animal world is very dangerous. They're always in anxiety. So, the cause of distress, this is the next line in this purport. The cause of distress of a living entity is forgetfulness of his or her relationship with God. So when we forget Krishna or God, we become anxious, become worried. We think, I better buy some life insurance, right? And I better buy some car insurance, and I better buy business insurance, and I better buy liability insurance. One time, California passed a law, and many manufacturers didn't even know about it. The law said that if you make any claim that is not true, not absolutely true, it has to be absolutely true, then you can be sued by anyone. So there's this one guy who lives in Alabama. His business is going around in California and looking at all the publicity of all the supplement companies and other companies, and see if there's some claim they make that may not be absolutely true. And he sues them. And this is his living. And he doesn't sue like, give me $500. He sues like $500,000. So we had one product in my company that it was activated charcoal, and it said something on the label like it can it's good for this type of condition, right? So there's no clinical proof to that, but it's been used traditionally for that purpose, right? So he sued us for $500,000, right? And we found a lawyer who knows this person, who's always fighting against this person in Seattle. And finally, they reduced it all the way down to, I think it was like $20,000. Oh, this is his living. He makes his living. He makes over $2 million a year suing people. In California only, because California is the only state that has that law, right? So you see, there's anxiety on every level. Every businessman is afraid of these type of lawsuits nowadays. They can come up any time nowadays. If you make some claim and you can't back it up with documented information, because like in our case, activated charcoal has been used for hundreds, thousands of years for healing internal poison and problems. But there's no clinical, not extensive clinical evidence. There might be a few clinical studies, but not extensive clinical evidence that it heals that particular thing. So, anyway, when we forget Krishna, immediately we begin to have anxiety. And the next line says, and the cause of happiness is knowing Krishna to be the supreme enjoyer of all the activities of the human being, the proprietor of all lands and planets, and the sincerest friend of all living entities. So, distress is caused by forgetfulness of Krishna, and happiness is caused by knowing three things about Krishna. He is the ultimate beneficiary or enjoyer of all our activities. So in other words, if we go to a bar and drink wine or beer, we are not pleasing Krishna, I can tell you right now, because he doesn't accept that. But if we go and buy milk, bring it home, heat it up, and put some honey in it and elachi and turmeric, and offer it to Krishna, and then he offers it back as his prasad, he's very pleased with you. Krishna does not drink Budweiser beer. Say, not interested in anything like that. But he does drink garam dud. Say, he's a cowherd boy, so obviously he likes makan, he likes dud, he likes ghee, he likes paneer, and so forth. So if you offer him these things with love and devotion, he doesn't need those things, right? But if you offer with love and devotion, he's very happy. You make Krishna happy, guess what happens? You become happy, right? So the cause of happiness is knowing that Krishna is the ultimate or supreme enjoyer of all activities of the human being. So we should only act in those ways to please Krishna. That means you become a perfect person, self-controlled, kind, empathetic, gentle, expert, poetic, and merciful and compassionate. These are all qualities that naturally develop by remembering Krishna and becoming his devotee. Then we understand, secondly, that Krishna is the ultimate proprietor. That means he is Maheshwara. He owns my body, your body. He owns the senses. He owns the appendages. He owns everything in our life. He owns your house. It's not your house. It's Krishna's house. He owns Amazon. It doesn't belong to Jeff Bezos. It belongs to Krishna. But if Jeff Bezos uses it for his selfish purposes, then he will get divorced, sued, and so forth. You see? So, therefore, it should only be used, everything should only be used in Krishna's service, because everything is the property of Krishna. And number three, Krishna is your most sincere and dearest friend. No one can be kinder to you, no one can give you more mercy and blessing than Krishna. And Krishna is the closest person to us. Why? Because he's in the heart, there's Paramatma. There's no one closer. There's no family member like that. Right? There's no friend like that. But Krishna is in the heart of every living entity, and he's the source of all knowledge, and he's the source of all good things in life. So, therefore, he's called Akinchana Gochara. The devotee is completely dedicated to serving Krishna, and Krishna is the dearest friend of the devotee. So we have a real self-interest to become a devotee. We get Krishna as our best friend, most sincere friend. And look what happened to Arjuna. Krishna became his sincere friend because Krishna said there were 3 reasons why Arjuna was so close to Krishna. He says, Bhaktosi me saka cheti rahasyam hiyatat uttamam idam tu te guyatamam pravakshami anasuyave. There's 3 things. Krishna is bhakta, he's saka, and he's anasuya. He's the servant, sincere servant of Krishna. He's the friend of Krishna, and he's not envious of Krishna. If you develop these 3 qualities in relationship to Krishna, then Krishna becomes your friend. And he says, Idam tu te guyatamam pravakshyam anasuyave jnanam vijnanam sahitam yajgatva santim richati. He will bless you with jnana and vijnana, theoretical knowledge and realized knowledge, by which you can use it when you need it. If you have only theoretical knowledge, you're not able to use it when you need it. You get confused by life's dualities and conditions. But when you have realized knowledge, you can use it when you need it the most. Right? Like, for example, before you go to a casino, you say, wait a minute. Krishna says, no gambling, no meat eating, no intoxication. I can't go to a casino. They do those 4 things in the casino. That, in fact, it's the mahal of meat eating, gambling, illicit activities outside of marriage, and intoxication. It's the mahal, right? It's the palace of those things. So why there's a big casino in Las Vegas called Taj Mahal. It looks like the Taj Mahal, right? Outside. Inside, there are no dead bodies. They're just brain-dead people, gambling, drinking, eating meat, and so forth. Okay, so now, if you know these 3 things about Krishna, then it'll cause happiness in your heart. And Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. He's the best friend, and he is the proprietor. So therefore, you don't think, this belongs to me, that belongs to me, this belongs to me, this belongs to me. You don't say, my this, my that, my that. You say, it all belongs to Bhagavan, and I'm using it in his service, correctly under the instructions of Shiksha and Diksha gurus and the Acharyas. Not that like one time there was a man, his name was Dr. Patel. He was a friend of Prabhupada, and he would go with our Prabhupada on morning walks on Juhu Beach. And they would talk about philosophy. And Dr. Patel would always take the side of the demons. And Prabhupada would defeat all his arguments. So one day, after a long discussion, Prabhupada said, oh, by the way, he said, Dr. Patel, you know, in Juhu Beach, there are very wealthy people. There's also some poor people. And often their children come to the temple and we give them prasad. But, you know, we feel sorry for them. Why don't you take it as your service? You can donate khadi cloth and, you know, dhotis, kurtas, pants and things. And we'll give it to these poor people, poor children. He didn't ask for money. He said, you go donate these clothes. He said, oh, I can't do that. He said, why not? He said, because my wife controls the money. I don't control the money in my family. He said, but you are the husband of your wife. He said, I know, but she won't accept. So, of course, that's not true. That was his excuse to get out of serving these poor children. Prabhupada didn't say, give us money so we can add a new wing to our temple. He didn't say anything like that. He said, these poor children are coming, and we give them prasadam, but it would be nice if we could give them some cloth also. So you just donate some cloth. And he comes up with this phony thing about, no, my wife has control of the money. I can't. So you see, the people always say, you know, oh yeah, I agree with you. Krishna owns everything. Can you give a donation? Well, no, I'm keeping Krishna's money in my pocket. It's safekeeping. So Yes, they say that, but when they die and they see Yamaraj instead of seeing Krishna, now you know why, right? They were doing safekeeping, but it was too safe, right? Okay, so now next point, he says, the perfect yogi knows the living being who is conditioned, knows that the living being who is conditioned by the modes of material nature is subjected to the threefold material miseries due to forgetfulness of his relationship with Krishna. So now, Prabhupada has connected 3 points that he made previous together to make the 4th point. He's explaining now why people are in distress. He said the main reason is they forget Krishna, but now he gives more supplemental information and very profound information. He says that people who forget their relationship with Krishna, Krishna as the supreme enjoyer, Krishna as the supreme proprietor, Krishna as the supreme friend, they forget that. They say that I am the enjoyer and I am the proprietor. And my best friend is whoever I can cheat to make more money, right? So, or my best friend, whoever helps me increase my sense gratification. So for example, my brother, one of my brothers, he was always investing in the stock market, right? And his best mercy to his friends was he would give them tips on hot stocks, right? So, and he was always telling me how he's, making so much money here and so much money there. So I never believed him, but because he was my brother, he asked me to loan him money and that he would triple it and quadruple it. So, I don't want to encourage gambling. I mean, stock market is gambling. But he kept asking me, and so I gave him $25,000. Right? 1 year went by, I didn't hear anything. Near the 2nd year that I didn't hear anything, I called him up, and I said, how are you doing, brother? And he said, oh, okay, I'm doing good. I said, how's everything? He said, fine. I said, how are your investments going in the stock market? He said, oh, they're going good. I said, any news about the money I loaned you? He said, oh, yeah, well, there's a little bad luck there. I said, what? There's some bad luck. I said, what happened? So I invested in a startup company in Russia. They were beginning a credit card company in Russia. I said, really? I said, what happened? They went belly up. So is there anything left? He said, no, there's nothing left. Now, I did a little research after that. Because he was working, every day he would go to this stock brokerage in Philadelphia. And I did a little research. He was not a member of that stock brokerage, right? They felt sorry for him, so they would let him come every day and use their computer, right? But he never made any money. He only lost money. Yes, but his best mercy to his friends was he would always give them tips. This is a hot stock. You have to buy it. Right? So after a little while, his friends realized also he didn't know what he was talking about. So, but they humored him. So, okay, great, yeah, So anyway, you see, people think mercy is giving a hot stock tip. They think mercy is, going out and playing cards and smoking and drinking and having a good time with your friends. That's not mercy. That's misery. It starts with M also. Mercy, misery. See, mercy is giving someone Krishna, helping them remember Krishna. The cause of misery is forgetfulness of our relationship to Krishna. And what happens when you forget? You become conditioned by sattva, rajas, and tamas. Now, these things are gunas. And in Sanskrit, one word for guna is rope. It's a rope that ties you to material nature, to repeated birth and death. Even sattva guna, although it's better than rajas and tamas, but if you become attached to sattva guna, to performing pious acts for material benefit, it's actually a curse. because you have to take birth to get that benefit. So it doesn't solve the problem of birth, death, old age, and disease, you see. So everybody who's doing pujas for material benefit, they're actually being cursed. They're cursed to taking birth again. And you don't know what's going to happen in this birth or the next birth. See? And all the time, we're being influenced by the three gunas, sattva, rajas, and tamas. Like when you wake up after sleeping for 6 or 8 or 12 hours, you're in tamas. Sleep is tamas. And when you wake up, you're simply disoriented. You're trying to figure out, who you are again, what your responsibilities are in that day. So that's tamasic. And then you say, oh, no, I'm so-and-so, and I work in such and such a company, and I'm going to be late unless I hurry up. Now you've come to rajas, right? And when you get to work, it's complete rajas. I got to do this, I got to do that, and this guy's going ahead of me, and that guy, I'm going to screw him, and right? So that is rajasic, complete rajasic. And then you get a bad appraisal after 6 months, so suddenly you become sattvic. Oh my God, I have to be very careful now, and I should not have said this to that person, and I was late on this deliverable, and I got in an argument with my wife, and I have to be very careful. So you see, these modes of material nature are fluctuating every day. There's no one purely sattvic, there's no one purely rajasic, there's no one purely tamasic. But most people in Kali Yuga are rajasic and tamasic and very little sattvic. Very, very little. And therefore, they're condemning themselves to anxiety, fear, doubt, dualities, and misery. Well, what are the miseries? There's 3 types of miseries. Miseries caused by this body, miseries caused by other bodies, and miseries caused by nature and the devas. See, the devas control the hurricanes, the devas control the earthquakes, the devas control, and they're under the control of Krishna, but according to our karma, we become subject to these cataclysmic events, and no one is free of it. Was anyone free of the windstorm that came some days ago? No, it affected everyone. You lost your electricity, or something went wrong here or there. You were late for work, or you didn't go to work. Is anyone free of catching the flu? No. There's a flu epidemic. 26 states in the United States right now. It's an epidemic. People die from it. Right? So you see, no one is free from these natural catastrophes. No one is free from problems of the body and problems caused by other people, neighbors, friends, relatives, whatever. So now we understand that this forgetfulness of Krishna makes us subject to the influence of sattva, rajas, and tamas, and usually rajas and tamas, lust and greed, and passion and ignorance, which leads to lust, anger, greed, and we become subject to the threefold miseries. Okay, so in the next line of this commentary, go to the next line. Prabhu, next line. And because one in Krishna consciousness is happy, he tries to distribute the knowledge of Krishna everywhere. Well, why is the devotee happy? Because he's always remembering Krishna. Tasmat sarve sukale sumam anusumara yudyacha mayarpita manobuddhir mam evaisasya samsaya. At all times, Arjuna, remember me and do your duty with your mind and intelligence on me, fixed on me. Surely you will come to me. And then Krishna says, Abhyasa yoga yuktena chetasa nanyagamina paramam purusham divyam yati partana chintayan. These are chapter 8, verse 7 and 8. He who meditates on me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his mind constantly engaged in remembering me, undeviated from the path, he, O Partha, is sure to reach me. So Krishna wants us always to be thinking of him. And then he will always be thinking of us and become our friend. If he's our friend and He's thinking of us, and we're always thinking of Him, then we're always happy. Happy means we're not disturbed by whatever happens. Happiness and distress. It began by saying, he is a perfect yogi who, by comparison to his own self, sees the true equality of all beings in both happiness and distress. Right? So he sees that he, just like other people, is suffering from happiness and distress. But then again, he also sees that Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Vidya Vinaya Sampane, Brahmani Gavi Hastini, Sunichaiva Swapakecha, Pandita Samadarsina. One becomes a pundit when, by virtue of spiritual knowledge of Krishna, he sees with equal vision a learned and gentle Brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog-eater. He sees that everyone is the child of God, that Krishna is in the heart of everyone. Sarvayona Sukonteya, Sambhavanti Murtaya, Tasam Brahma Mahadyonir, Aham Bija Pradapita. He's the seed-giving father of all living entities. We all have the same origin, Krishna. Therefore, he is always in harmony with Krishna by seeing him everywhere. This is called universal vision, and this is explained, Yomam Pasyati Sarvatra, Sarvam Chamai Pasyati. So Krishna says, Tasyaham na pranasyami, sachame na pranasyati. He says, for one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, I am never lost to him, nor is he ever lost to me. Now this is extremely profound verse because this is universal vision of Krishna. Krishna says that he is in the heart of everyone as Paramatma. Krishna says that everything is contained in him as Virat Rupa. Krishna says that everything is situated on him as Brahma Jyoti. Say. So, but then he says, although all these things are true, he says, still I'm independent. He's always playing his flute, eating ladus, playing with the cows in Vrindavana. You see. So, to understand this Krishna means that you will be liberated from material miseries and from material life itself. You will develop universal vision. What is that universal vision? That is explained as follows. The fundamental principle of Krishna consciousness is that nothing can exist without Krishna, and Krishna is the Lord of everything. Let's repeat that, because this is the basis of universal vision of Krishna. Nothing can exist without Krishna. Nothing can exist without Krishna. And Krishna is the Lord of everything. Krishna is the Lord of everything. Prabhupada says this is the basic principle of Krishna consciousness, this understanding. Nothing can exist without Krishna, and Krishna is the Lord of everything. Then he says, Krishna consciousness is the development of love of Krishna, love for Krishna. A position transcendental even to material liberation. So most people want mukti, but beyond mukti is love of Krishna. So I've written a book called The Fourth Dimension. The fourth dimension is liberation from the modes of material nature and from the cycle of birth and death. But the next book I'm writing is, and you can get that book, it's outside there. The next book is The Fifth Dimension. The fifth dimension is pure love of Krishna, where it's not only everything becomes infinite, your life and all relationships and so forth, but the fifth dimension is pure love of Krishna, when your mind is so absorbed in Krishna that everything you do is an act of love for the Lord. Say, that is the highest pinnacle of human achievement, that fifth dimension. It's not only mukti. Mukti is relatively lesser, much lesser than pure love of Krishna. See? But most people think mukti is the top thing. No, there's something beyond mukti. So then Prabhupada says, it's this at this stage of Krishna consciousness, of pure love for the Lord, which is transcendental even to material liberation, the sense that Krishna becomes everything for the devotee, and the devotee becomes full in loving Krishna. That's what it is. Krishna becomes everything. Therefore, Krishna says, Bahunam janmanamante, Jnanamam prapadyante, Vasudeva Sarvamiti, Sa Mahatma Sudurlabhaha. 7th chapter, 19th verse, Krishna says, after many, many births and deaths of speculation and striving to understand God, one may be fortunate enough to come to the conclusion, Vasudeva Sarvamiti, oh Krishna Vasudeva, the son of Vasudeva, you are everything for me. I have no other interest than you in this life. I'm not interested in Disneyland. I'm not interested in Las Vegas. I'm not interested in going out and doing the bungra in the bar in Bellevue. No, my only interest is you, and I want to. And because I love you so much, and I'm very happy. I'm prasanatma, completely self-satisfied. I want to share this with others. Therefore, I'm going to go out every Saturday on Harinam Sankirtan with the devotees, and I'm going to go out and also serve food from the free food truck to all people that come. See, every Saturday we're going out and chanting Hare Krishna for 2-3 hours, and then we serve prasadam from our food truck. It's a wonderful experience. Wonderful experience, because all kinds of people come and they thank us, not once, 5 times, 10 times. We can't believe you're doing this. We're going to be here every week. We love this food. You're serving it with love. We can feel it when I eat it. See? Why? Because we offer it first to Krishna, and it's very nice food. We have matar paneer, we have chole, we have fresh roti with ghee, we have kheer or halwa, and we have nice herbal chai, and so many things. And people love it. They say, this, we can't believe you're doing it, and we can't believe it's free. We don't ask them for money. We ask them, and then they get books also. They get Bhagavad Gita, they get different books, and they're reading the books. And this is a wonderful experience for the devotees, because if you love Krishna and you're happy, then you can do this. If you're not happy, if you're a devotee and not happy, you're not a good preacher, and you're not a good representative of Krishna. But if you're happy and you're prasanatma, simply satisfied with Krishna consciousness, you don't need anything else for satisfaction. You don't need cigarettes, you don't need marijuana, you don't need crystal meth, you don't need anything. You simply need Krishna. Then you can become a very good preacher, because people see there's something different about this person. He's coming out every week, he's handing things out to us, he's a happy person, he's smiling, he's jolly, and it's raining and it's snow, but still they're here. This is special. These people are special. That's it. So then it says that at this stage of Krishna consciousness, beyond self-realization, the devotee becomes one with Krishna, in the sense that Krishna becomes everything for the devotee, and the devotee becomes full in loving Krishna. This is real oneness. Oneness in love. Not oneness, I become you, you become me. One time, some man came to Ramakrishna's, they say Paramahansa Ramakrishna, and he knocked on his door, and he said, "Who is it?" He said, "It's me." He said, "Go away." And the person was shocked. So he knocked on the door again. He said, "Who is it?" "It's you. Come in." Now, what does this mean? When he says it's me, he said, "Go away. I don't want to see you." When he said it's you, he said, "Come in." This is called Mayavad philosophy. I am you, you are me, we are they are us is them is those are this and that. You know, it's all is one, right? Now, all is one except when it comes to money. Then this is my money and you can't have any of it. Right? But when it comes to God, they'll say any nonsense. I am you, you are me, we are they, we are all Krishna, we are all Bhagavan. We just have to meditate. We just pay $30 and get this mantra, and then we meditate on it. We become Bhagavan, and we can dance with the gopis. Yeah. This is all nonsense. And this is going on in India. Just like they just put, what's his name? Gurjit Singh. You ever hear of him? You ever hear of him, Prabhu? You ever hear of him? No? Anybody hear of him? Gurjit Singh. Very famous guru in North India. He has thousands of disciples. They put him in jail for, you heard of him, right? Yeah. You heard about him, right? He's a big guru. He's Bara Guru, right? Huh? What does that mean? Yeah, Dara community, yeah. They put him in jail for defiling some women, and now he's on trial again for murder, right? And they'll convict him, right? So, what is this? Guru is defiling women and is engaged in murder and smuggling gold and wait a minute, that sounds like a mafia guy. Doesn't sound like a guru. You see, so this is the problem, that if a person is actually guru, then he has all wonderful qualities. There's no such, he's not greedy, he's not lusty. There was this one very big industrialist in India. His name was Mafatlal. And he, not Mafatlal, there was another one. I'll think of his name in a minute. Very, very prominent, huh?
Raymond. Singhania.
No, not him. There's another one. I'll think of it. Anyway, he was cloth mills and other things. Anyway, he met Prabhupada. But years later, after Prabhupada disappeared, he made a video. There was a video of him explaining his experiences with Prabhupada. He said, I'm a businessman, he said. And businessmen always try and find the weakness in people, and then they exploit them through that weakness. So he said, I examined Prabhupada. I met him about 3 times. He said, every time I was trying to find his weakness, and I couldn't find it. He was not greedy. He was not lusty. He was not lazy. He had no weakness. He said, and this was my misfortune, that I was looking for that. Because if I approached him properly, I would have taken initiation from him right away. But because I was looking for some weakness in him so I could exploit him, I didn't take initiation. And he said, this is the greatest tragedy in my life. You see? So, yes, but Gurjit Singh, you'll find a weakness. Nityananda, you'll find a weakness. This one, that one, you'll find a weakness. But not Prabhupada. Right? There was no weakness in him because he was fully dedicated to Krishna. That's real guru. Right? And what happens in that stage, an intimate relationship between the Lord and the devotee then exists. In that stage, the living entity can never be annihilated, nor is the personality of Godhead ever out of sight of the devotee. To merge into Krishna is spiritual annihilation. A devotee takes no such risk. It's said, Premanjana Charita Bhakti Vilochanena Santak Sadeva Hidayesu Vilokayanti Yam Shamasundaram Achincha Guna Swarupam Govindam Adipurisham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship the primeval Lord Govinda, Krishna, who is always seen by the devotee whose eyes are anointed with the pulp of love. He is seen in his eternal form of Shamsundar, situated within the heart of the devotee. At this stage, Krishna is never disappears from the sight of the devotee, nor does the devotee ever lose sight of the Lord. In the case of a yogi who sees the Lord as Paramatma within the heart, the same applies. So here, this verse today explains this transcendental vision of the Lord that the devotee has. And therefore, the devotee becomes a philanthropist. He looks out for the welfare of other people because he's the dearest servitor of the Lord. And Krishna says, for such a devotee who is always giving Krishna's mercy to others in the form of prasadam and Bhagavad Gita and Kirtan, he says, Natya tasman manusyesu kaschit me priyakritama. bhavita nachame tasmat anya priyataro bhuvi. There's no more priyataro, no one dearer to me than that person who learns Bhagavad Gita, teaches it to others, and exemplifies it by his example. So, in other words, the devotee of the Lord always looks to the welfare of all living beings, and in this way, he is factually a friend of everyone. Hare Krishna. So we'll stop right there. We have a dance performance tonight, and we want to thank Radhapati Prabhu and his family and on the remembrance of his on the passing of his father-in-law, Riya Bahet, and his wife's father. So he's donating $1,000, and for the feast tonight, he's donating $1,000 for our Jagannath cart that we're purchasing. And on the 18th birthday of his daughter, his daughter Riya, $101, and also in remembrance of his father-in-law, his wife's father who passed away. We also want to thank Deepak Sharma, another sponsor of our feast tonight, and Sweetyendra Paliwal also is a sponsor of our feast tonight. And we'll have our arti now. Hare Krishna. Quickly. Kipajayo Jaya Gora Chande Aruti Ke Soba. Bolo Jana Vita Tavane Jagamana Loba. Gorangera Rotik Soba Jagajana Mana Loba. Don't play that. Gorangera Rotik Soba Jagajana Mana Loba. Gorange Arotik Soba Jagajana Mana Loba. Jagajana Mana Loba. Jagajana Mana Loba. Kiboda ki nitaya chan bangadadara. Nikate Advaita Shini Vasachatratara. Nikate Advaita Shini Vasachatratara. Kibaboshina Chingora Chan Ratna Singhasane. Polo aroti kore na Brahma Adideva gane aroti kore na Brahma Adideva gane Narari Adigani Chamaradulaya Sanjaya Mukunda Madhu Gosa Adigaya Sanjaya Mukunda Basu Gosa Adigaya Shanka Baje Ganta Baje Baje Karatala Madhura Midanga Baje Paramarasala Madhura Midanga Baje Paramarasala Shanka Baje Ganta Baje Madhur 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 Baje 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 Madhur 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 Baje Bolo Madhur 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 Baje Madhur 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 Baje Madhur 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 Baje Ki Baba ho Koti Chanda Jini Vadana Ujvala Gala Jese Vana Mala Korjala Mola Gala Jese Vana Mala Korjala Mala Kiba Shiva Sukhanarada Preme Gada Gada Bhakti Vinoda Deke Gorara Sampada Bhakti Vinoda Deke Gorara Sampada Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nita Gora, Hari Bol, Nita Gora, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nita Gora, Nita Gora, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nita Gora, Hari Bol. Nitai Goda Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Goda Hari Bol, Nitai Goda Hari Bol, Nitai Goda Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Goda Hari Bol, Nitai Goda Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bol, Gora Hari Bol, Nita Gora Hari Bol, Nita Gora Hari Bol. Nita Gora Hari Bol, Gora Hari Bol, Nita Gora Hari Bol, Nita Gora Hari Bol, Nita Gaura Haribo. Nitai Gaurango, Nitai Gaurango, Nitai Gaurango, Nitai Gaurango, Nitai Gaurango, Gaura Hari. Bolo Nitai Gaurango, Gaura Hari, Nitai Gaurango, Gaura Hari. Jaya Satchinandana, 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 Gaura Hari. Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari. Baba Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Not so fast. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya. 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 Radha Rana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. Bolo Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopal Jaya Jaya. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopal Jaya Jaya. Radha Ramana Hari Govinda 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 Jaya. Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Pramana Lada Dayane. Hiranya Kashi Purvakshahai. Hiranya Kashi Purvakshahai. Shilatam Kala Kalaye. Shilatam Kala Kalaye. Ito Nishinga Parato Nishinga. Ito Nishinga Parato Nishinga. Yato Yato Yamitato Nishinga. Yato Yato Yamitato Nishinga. Bahi Nishinga. Hidaye Nishinga. Narashinamadim Saranam Prapade. Narashinamadim Saranam Prapade. Tavakara Kamalabade Nakam Adhuta Singam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Keshavadika Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadesha Hare. Jaya Jagadesha Hare. Jaya Jagadesha Hare. Tavagara Kamala Pare Nakam Adhuta Singam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadesha Hare. Jaya Jagadesha Hare. Jaya Jagadesha Hare. Jaya Narasingha Jaya Narasingha Jaya Narasingha Jaya Narasingha. Haribo, 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 Nitagol, Haribo. Tagore Premanande ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramansa Prabhajikachas Tatara Satara Shri Shimadis Divine Grace. Hey Sri Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vinda ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem Shikoho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda ki jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Sam Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Shri Mayapura Dham ki jai. Shri Jagannath Puri Dham ki jai. Shri Tulasi Devi ki jai. Bhakti Devi ki jai. Ganga Maya ki jai. Jamuna Maya ki jai. Samavera Bhaktavinda ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanandi. All glories to the sum of the devotees. All glories to the sum of the devotees. All glories to the sum of the devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna Maha Mantra ki. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhuti Srimati Bhuti. Also tonight we want to thank Devendra Tiwari and his wife Arti Joshi. They've donated $2,000 for our Rath Yatra carts. Thank you. We're going to be purchasing our Rath Yatra cart very shortly. And as we said, we will have 6 Rath Yatras this year. My God. How are we going to do that? 6. You better get your dancing shoes on. So now we're going to have a play, or is it a dance performance? What are we going to? A dance performance? A story and song. Do you want to introduce that? Yes.
Hare Krishna. Please be seated. Tonight we have here with us Vibha Krishna and Daya Sarati, 2 little girls overwhelmed by everything they read about Andal, imbibing her story over the last 1 month as we draw closer to the end of Margali season, Margali Masam. Tonight they are going to give us a story line of the outer meaning as well as the complicated inner understandings. And the kids pretty much have written the entire, so Daya has written the entire storyline by herself. So imagine the commitment to it. So all we have to sit here and listen to it. That's all we have to do. So Daya and Vibha, please here.
Prabhu, you need a microphone.
Prabhu, this is her first one. She wants to take a blessing.
Hare Krishna. Krishna Astamatya.
Okay, you guys sit and then we can put the mic. Yeah, they have to sit. Yeah, you can sit on the floor, or you want to sit on the...
Sit here.
Go back. It's only you're sitting next to Perumal, that's all. Sitting in the feet of Perumal. It's not here. Arun Peripar is here. And then I'll give it one more.
Are we good? Okay. Daya, are we good? Just this, yeah.
Can we sit there then? Should we sit there then? Because
We're not
Prabhu said
sitting with our back to We're not sitting with our back to Paramount though. The other one. This is weird because my computer is so big. But I don't know.
Wireless? Yeah, I can give her wireless.
No, I don't. I can hold wireless. Yeah, I can hold. No, I need. I need wire. Can you get my papers? Yeah. And the end, remember to do the Diwali Purata. The do Tiruvadi at the end.
Can you hold this in your hand?
Huh? I can't hold it. She can. Can you get me my papers, Ma?
You cannot hold it, huh? You can use.
I can't. No, I turned it off.
Oh, you turned it.
Turned it on.
Okay, now start and relative stuff. Emma, can you go back? Sit back, please. Haribol, can you take the bill?
ஸ்ரீமதே ராமானுஜாய நமः ஆண்டாள் திருவடிகளே சரணம் श्रीशैले सदया पात्रं दीभक्त्यादिगुणार्णवं यतीन्द्रप्रवणं वन्दे रम्यजामातरं मुनिं लक्ष्मीनाथसमारम्भां नाथयामुनमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां यो नित्यमच्युतपदाम्बुजयुग्मरुग्मा व्यामोहतस्तदितराणि तृणाय मेने अस्मद्गुरोर्भगवतोऽस्य दयैकसिन्धोः रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये माता पिता युवतयस्तनया विभूति सर्वं यदेव नियमेन मदन्वयानाम् आद्यस्य न कुलपतेर्वकुलाभिरामं तदङ्घ्रियुगलं प्रणमामि मूर्ध्ना भूतं सरश्च महताह्वय भट्टनाथ श्रीभक्तिसारकुलशेखरयोगिवाहान् भक्ताङ्घ्रिगेणुपरकालयतीन्द्रमिश्रान् श्रीमत्पराङ्कुशमुनिं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यम्
அஞ்சு குடிக்கொரு சந்ததியார் ஆழ்வார்கள் தம் செயலை வெஞ்சி நிற்கும் தன்மையலாய் பிஞ்சாய் பழுத்தாலே ஆண்டாளை பக்தியுடன் நாளும் பழுத்தாய் மனமே மகிழ்ந்து.
Hi, my name is Vibha.
And my name is Daya.
Today we will be doing a Sangeeta Upanyasam on Tirupavai. Tirupavai is a beautiful work by Andal. Andal wrote Tirupavai when she was only 5 years old. Andal loved Krishna and she wanted to be a Gopika. Later, Andal gets to marry the Lord of Srirangam, Lord Ranganatha. Now, let's recall the Varaha Avataram, followed by Andal's story and the beautiful work of Tirupavai. Varaha Avataram begins like this. Diti Devi gives birth to 2 children called Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Their brothers grew into big antisocial elements. They destroyed cities and kingdoms altogether. They harassed the Munis and Devatas and crushed them under their gigantic feet. The Devatas could not bear this any longer and took refuge from Shriman Narayana. Shriman Narayana told the Devatas not to worry and at the right time he would come. Hearing this, the Devatas went home peacefully. Soon, Hiranyaksha decided to drown Bhumi Devi in the ocean. And so, he lifted Bhumi Devi and put her on the bottom of the sea floor. Hiranyaksha was furious and challenged Varaha for a fight. They wrestled and soon Varaha killed Hiranyaksha and the Devatas went home peacefully.
Now, for Andal's story. Andal was born in Srivilliputtur in the 7th or 8th century CE in the month of Adi and Pura Nakshatram, beside a tulasi plant in Vishnu Chittan or Periyarvar's garden. She was an incarnation of Bhumi Devi. Periyarvar found the baby girl while doing his Pushpakankaryam, his daily service of picking flowers for his deity. He took her home as his daughter and named her Gode, which means garland. She grew up to be an ardent devotee of Krishna. At age 5, she was making flower garlands for him herself. But each day when she was done with the garland, she tried it on first to see whether it was beautiful enough to send to the Lord. When Periyarvad found out about this, he was very angry and said that Krishna's garlands are not for us. Just as we must offer food to Krishna before eating ourselves, we must give garlands to him before, out of his mercy, he gives them for us to wear. But that night, Krishna came in Periyarvad's dreams and told him that he would not accept garlands that Gode had not first worn. An astonished Periyarvad accepted this, and from then on, Gode was known as Andal, or ruler. She ruled even the Supreme Lord. When Andal was very little, Periyarvad told her stories of Krishna. Andal went to see the residing deity in Srivilliputtur, whose name was Vadapatrasai, but she found that he did not respond to her. So then she thought, maybe if I visit Krishna in Gokulam, I'll still be able to see him. But Krishna had lived so long ago, and how could she go all the way to Gokulam when Srivilliputtur was so far away? Then she thought, the Gopikas were the very closest to Krishna, so if I worship him in the same way as they did, maybe I will still be able to see him. And so each day for 30 days, as she did her Pushpa Kainkaryam, she composed a pasuram of Tirupave. Indeed, she had fallen into a trance and thought she was a gopi girl taking a vratam, even though she wasn't. Her friends were her fellow gopikas. Lord Vadapatrasai was Krishna, and the deity's temple was Lord Nandagopa's palace. Thus, Andal brought the whole of Gokulam to Srivilliputtur. Now, let us enjoy the beautiful Tirupave verses right after the Tirupave Taniyan. A Taniyan is a verse that salutes the author and the author's work. The first Taniyan for Tirupave is written by Sri Parasara Bhattar.
नीलातुङ्गस्तनगिरि तडि सुप्तमद्भोत कृष्णं पारात्यं स्वं श्रुतिसुरसुधासिद्धमध्यापयन्ति स्वोच्छिष्टायां सृजनिचलितं या बलात् प्रत्यपुङ्क्ते क्रोधा तस्मै नमैतमितं भूय एवास्तु भूयः.
Srimad Narayana has 3 consorts, Sri Devi, Bhumi Devi, and Neela Devi. In each avataram, one consort is given more prominence, and we should surrender to Srimad Narayana through the Devis. One surrenders to Varaha through Bhumi Devi. One surrenders to Rama through Sita, the reincarnation of Sri Devi. Similarly, one surrenders to Krishna through Neela Devi, the cowherd consort Napinne. Parasara Bhattar prays to Andal as the one who woke up Krishna, who was happily sleeping with his head on Napinne's chest. She reminds him that she has come with complete dependence and bhakti towards Krishna. She bound him by the flower garlands that she made for him. Bhatta says, I worship such Andal ever and forever. Uyakundar, another acharya, has also composed 2 taniyans on the Tirupave verses. Let us enjoy these taniyans now.
அன்னவயல் புதுவை ஆண்டாள் அரங்கற்கு பண்ணு திருப்பாவை பல்பதியான் இன்னை செய்யால் பாடி கொடுத்தாள் நற்பாமாலை பூமாலை சூடி கொடுத்தாளே சொல்லு சூடி கொடுத்த சுடகுடியே தொல்பாவை பாடி அருள பல்வலையாய் நாடி நீ வேங்கடவர்க்கென்ன விதி என்ன மாற்றம் நாம் கடவா வங்கமே நல்கு.
Here, Uyakunda says, O mind, hail the Anda who made 2 kinds of garlands, one with flowers and another with the beautiful Tirupave verses for the Lord Ranganatha. The second Taniyan for this Acharyan states, O Andal, you asked to be dedicated to the Lord of Thiruvenkatam. Bless us to have such devotion. When we do the meanings for the Tirupave Pasurams, we will show Andal as the first person rather than the third person, so we can understand her experiences with Krishna. Now we begin the first Pasuram of Tirupave. Andal is calling her Gopika friends to take a bath.
மார்கழி திங்கள் மதி நிறைந்த நன்னாளாள் மார்கழி திங்கள் மதி நிறைந்த நன்னாளாள் நீராட போதுவி பொதுமினோ ஏழிழையேர் மார்கழி திங்கள் மதி நிறைந்த நன்னாளாள் நீராட போதுவி பொதுமினோ ஏழிழையேர் சீர்மல்குமாய் பாடி செல்வ சிறுமீர்காள் சீர்மல்குமாய் பாடி செல்வ சிறுமீர்காள் கூர்வே கொடுந்தொழிழன் நந்த கோபன் குமரன் ஏராந்த கண்ணி யசோத இளம் சிங்கம் கார்மேனி செங்கண் கதிர்மதியம் போல் முகத்தான் ஏராந்த கண்ணி யசோத இளம் சிங்கம் கார்மேனி செங்கண் கதிர்மதியம் போல் முகத்தால் நாராயணனே நாராயணனே நமக்கே பதை தருவான் நாராயணனே நமக்கே பதை தருவான் பாரோர் புகழ பதிந்தேலோரம் பாவாய் பாரோர் புகழ பதிந்தேலோரம் பாவாய்.
We have got the best of all the months, the Margari month, and this great day and full moon for our Vratam. Come, my friends, let us go take a dip with Krishna. All those who want to come, let us go. The only qualification is desire. Oh, beautiful girls who are wearing beautiful ornaments in the wonderful village that is Aipadi or Gokulam. Standing with a spear in hand is Nandagopa, who is very kind in nature, but will be very angry if someone dares to try and harm his dear Krishna. He is the beautiful-eyed Yashoda's lion cub. His body is the color of dark clouds. He has lotus-like eyes and a face like the moon. None other than Sriman Narayana, who is merciful enough to allow us to serve him. He who is both the means and the end. So let us all take a good bath and celebrate. Andal says that the only qualification is desire. In saying this, she is asking, do you want to know if there is any qualification for you to come? Do you need a PhD, a computer science degree, or a good resume? There's only one thing you do need, and that is desire. Oh, Andal often uses the term nirada, which is bathing in Tamar, but what she really means when she says this is to call her friends to come be engaged in Krishna Anubhavam. She calls them to come be with Krishna. Okay, so now they have decided to do a vratam, but any vratam would have rules, right? In the next pasuram, Andal lists the rules for the vratam.
வையத்து வாழ்வீர்கள் நாமும் நம்பாவைக்கு செய்யும் கிரீசைகள் கேளீரோ வையத்து காத்து வாழ்வீர்கள் நாமும் நம் பாவைக்கு செய்யும் கிரீசைகள் கேளீரோ பார்க்கடலுள் பையா தூயின்ற பரமனடி பாடி நெய்யுண்ணோம் பாலுண்ணோம் நாட்காலே நீராடி மயிர்த்தெழுதோ மலரேட்டு நாம் முடியும் செய்யாதன செய்யோம் தீர்க்குடலே சென்றோதோ ஐயாமும் பிச்சையும் ஆந்தனையும் கை காட்டி உய்யோமாறெண்ணி உய்யோமாறெண்ணீர் புகந்தேலோரெம்பாவாய்.
Oh, those who were born to a fortunate and fulfilling life, we who think of Him as our everything will follow these 10 do's and don'ts, these rules for our Nonbu. Do not eat ghee or milk, and do not decorate yourself with flowers or eyeliners. Do not do what our ancestors have not done. Do not gossip about other devotees. Give ample charities to brahmanas and to brahmacharis, as well as to those who are in need. Microsoft claims that October is the giving month, but Andal tells us it's really Madhgari. Sing praise of the Lord's lotus feet and take bath early in the morning. In the third Basuram, Andal calls her friends to come sing praise of the Lord so that all the worlds can flourish.
ஓங்கி உலகளந்த உத்தமன் பேர் பாடி நாங்கள் நம் பாவைக்கு சாற்று நீராடினாள். ஓங்கி உலகளந்த உத்தமன் பேர் பாடி நாங்கள் நம் பாவைக்கு சாற்று நீராடினாள். தீங்கின்றி நாடெல்லாம் திங்கள் முமாரி பெய்து ஓங்கு பெரும் சென்னல் ஊடு கயலுகல பூங்கு வளை போரில் பொழிவன்று கண்படுப்ப தீங்காது புக்கிரந்து சீற்றமுலை பற்றி வாங்க கூடம் நிறைக்கும் வள்ளல் பெரும் பசுக்கள் நீங்காத செல்வம் நிறைந்தேலோரம் பாவாய். வாங்க கூடம் நிறைக்கும் வள்ளல் பெரும் பசுக்கள் நீங்காத செல்வம் நிறைந்தேலோரம் பாவாய்.
If we sing the names of He who grew tall and measured the 3 worlds with his lotus feet, if we bathe thinking of our vratam, nothing bad will ever happen in all the land, and it will rain well every month. Fish will jump around between the tall and healthy grass, and beautiful bees will sleep in beautiful flowers. So do not hesitate and grasp with both hands the big nipples of the healthy, sweet cows and pull so the containers will be filled with generosity. Such is the wealth that can be sustained and complete. The inner meaning here is that when you do Tirunama Sankirtanam, doshas like thinking of us as this physical body and thoughts that we are independent and not subservient to Krishna will go away. In the fourth Pasuram, when all the Devas see the Gopi girls observing the Vratam, they also want to join in on the Krishna Anubhavam. And so, Varuna Deva asks Andal how he can join in. And in this Pasuram, Andal speaks of what the Devas can do for the Vratam, which asks for rain. What this Pasuram shows is that the Devatas themselves were willing to help the fully engaged devotees who were completely subservient to the Supreme Lord. In the fifth Pasuram, Andal speaks of how we can serve Krishna.
மாயனை மன்ன வாட மதுரை மைந்தனை மாயனை மன்ன வாட மதுரை மைந்தனை தூய பேரு நீர் யமுனை துறைவனே ஆயத் குலத்தினில் தோன்றும் மணி விளக்கை தாயர் கூடல் விளக்கம் செய்த தாமோதரனே துயோமாய் வந்து நாம் தூமலர் தூவி கொழுந்து வாயினால் பாடி மனத்தினால் சிந்திக்க போய பெறாயும் புகுந்தருவானின்ற நாவும் தீயினில் தூசாகும் செப்பலோரம் பாவாய் தீயினில் தூசாகும் செப்பலோரம் பாவாய்.
The king of Vadamadurai, who is ever present, who performs wonderful deeds, who plays in the banks of the ever deep and divine river Yamuna, who was born in the cowherd group, is like a divine Deepa, who made his mother's womb meaningful, let himself be tied by a small rope, and now we, who are open to him approaching us, come with purity, submit good flowers and prostrate. We sing his names to our mouth's content and meditate with our mind, and all the sins that we committed without realizing will burn away like dirt and fire. And so we sing the names of the Lord. The essence here brings us back to when Varaha Perumal was talking to Bhumi Devi. He said that the people of the earth could be relieved only when they sang his praise, offered flowers, and did Kainkaryam. And so, the Gopikas are all surrendering to the Lord's lotus feet. In the Pasuram 6 to 15, Andal is waking up her Gopika friends. You see, the evening before, Krishna had told them all to come and see him early the next morning to start the Vratam. That night, some of the Gopikas were so excited by the very thought of seeing Krishna that they couldn't even sleep. Eventually, they drifted into sleep to dream of the Lord. The Gopi girls who managed to wake up the next morning went to wake their friends as well. Andal writes one of 10 pasurams for each of the friends she wakes up. In the pasurams, she addresses the beautiful young girls to hurry up and come see Krishna's lotus-like face so they can start their vratam. The 16th pasuram, Nayaganai is a very important and special pasuram in Tirupati. You will soon know why this is.
நாயகனாய் நின்ற நந்தகோபனுடைய கோயில் காப்பானே நாயகனாய் நின்ற நந்தகோபனுடைய கோயில் காப்பானே கொடி தோன்றும் தோரண வாயில் காப்பானே கொடி தோன்றும் தோரண வாயில் காப்பானே மணிகதவம் தாழ்த்திடவாய் ஆயர் சிறுமியரு உக்கு பறை பறை மாயன் மணி வண்ணன் நின்னலை மானேந்தான் தூயோமாய் வந்தோம் துயிலெழப்பாடுவார் வால்யா முன்னம் முன்னம் மாற்றாடே அம்மா வால்யா முன்னம் முன்னம் மாற்றாடே அம்மணி நேய நிறை கதவம் நீ கேளோரம் பாவாய் நேய நிறை கதவம் நீ கேளோரம் பாவாய்
O protector of our Swami Nandagopal's palace, you open the bowl of the gem-studded door for our small gopikas, Kannapiran, himself, who performs admirable deeds, whose color is like that of blue diamond, promised us yesterday that he would give us the sound-making parade drums. We came with pure minds to sing and wake you from your sleep. O Swami, please do not refuse, and open for us the door which has great love for our dear Krishna. The reason this pasaram is so significant is that it teaches us a huge value in reaching the Lord. The doorkeeper is portrayed as the Acharya or Guru, and Krishna has said in the Bhagavad Gita that to reach the Supreme Personality of Godhead, you must first go through an Acharya who can open the doors to the Lord for you. Sounding familiar? Here, Andal gives the doorkeepers the role of the Acharya to a Sishya to open the doors to Krishna. In Pasarams 18 to 20, Andal is calling Nappinai Pirati, the cowherd consort of Krishna, to wake up. The importance here is that she is so compassionate that when we come to the Lord and He sees only all of our sins, Pirati will have pity on us and make Him show mercy. She is the fair, beautiful and kind wife of Krishna. When Krishna does not wake, Andal appeals to Nappinai to wake her husband. Now we can enjoy Pasaram 20.
முப்பத்து மூவர் அமரர்க்கு முன் சென்று கபம் தவிர்க்கும் கலியே துயிலழாய் முப்பத்து மூவர் அமரர்க்கு முன் சென்று கபம் தவிர்க்கும் கலியே துயிலழாய் செப்பமுடையாய் திரளுடைய செற்றார்க்கு வெப்பம் கொடுக்கும் விமலா துயிலழாய் செப்பன்ன மின்முலை செவ்வாய் சிறு மனுங்கள் பின்னை நங்காய் திருவே துயிலழாய் உக்கமும் தத்தொழியும் தண்டுன் மலாலனே இப்போது யமை நீராற்றேலோ ரெம்பாவாய் இப்போது யமை நீராற்றேலோ ரெம்பாவாய்.
Pasaram 23 compares Krishna to a fierce and majestical lion coming out of its den. Its importance comes from how Krishna wants to come and finish what he had promised to do earlier.
மாறி மழை முடிந்து மன்னி கிடந்துறங்கும் சீரிய சிங்கம் அழிவுற்று தீ விழித்து மாறி மழை முடிந்து மன்னி கிடந்துறங்கும் சீரிய சிங்கம் அழிவுற்று தீ விழித்து வேரிமயிர் பொங்க எப்பாதும் பேந்துதறி மூறி நிமிர்ந்து முறங்கி போட பார்த்து போதருமா போலே நீ பூவை பூவொன்னா உன் கோயில் நின்றனே போந்தருளி கோப்புடைய சீரிய சிங்கா சனஸ்திருந்து யாம் வந்த காழியமாழ்ந்தருளேலோரம் பாவாய் சீரிய சிங்காசனஸ்திருந்து யாம் வந்த காழியமாழ்ந்தருளேலோரம் பாவாய்.
During the rainy season, a majestic and angry but sleeping lion in its cave, along with its mate, would get up and open its fiery eyes, move around, and shake its body so its fragrant mane would rise, stand tall, and roar, then come out of the den. O Krishna, color of the Kayam flower, you exit your room and come here. Sit on the majestical throne to give us what we came to ask for. In this pasuram, Krishna regrets that he hadn't spoken earlier. So he comes to the young gopi girls to give them what he had promised for their nonba, vratam. Upon seeing the divine Krishna, the Gopikas forget all about what they wanted and marvel at his beauty. The powers of the Lord are such that even if you were thinking all about what you desired, when you lay your eyes upon him, you forget all about that and can only think of him and his welfare.
அன்று உலகம் மறந்தாயடி போற்றி சென்றங்குடை திலங்கை செற்றாய் திரள் போற்றி பொன்ற சகடம் உடைத்தாய் புகழ் போற்றி கன்று குனிலாய் எழுத்தாய் கடல் போற்றி குன்று குடையாய் எடுத்தாய் குணம் போற்றி வென்று பகை கெடுக்கும் நின் கையில் வேல் போற்றி என்னும் சேவகமே ஏத்தி பறை கொள்வார் இன்று யாம் வந்தோம் இறங்கேலோரம் பாவாய் இன்று யாம் வந்தோம் இறங்கேலோரம் பாவாய்.
O Lord, who came as Trivikrama and measured with 2 steps all the worlds long ago, these divine feet shall live for many, many years to come. You went to the place where Ravana lived. O Lord, who destroyed Lanka, which is in the south, your strength shall live for many years. O Lord, who kicked Chakatasura, your valor shall live for a long time. Vatsasura, who came as a calf, was used as your staff. O Lord, who threw your feet at the demon who came as a fruit, your lotus feet which stood ground shall live for a long time. So singing your praise today, we came here to get the pare drums. Please show compassion and give them to us. Here, when Anda pleads for the drums, she is really modeling moksham, how the Lord will show mercy and grant freedom from the material world. Now, think back to the meaning carefully. Anda says Andra, meaning that day long ago when she speaks of the Trivikrama Avataram. But at the end, she says Indra, meaning today. She is thinking no one was there to sing about him and to hope for his welfare when he performed that deed. So let us sing of this pastime today. The 29th Basuram of Tirupave is in fact today's Basuram.
சீற்றும் சிறு காலே வந்துன்னே சேவித்தும் போற்றாமரையடியே போற்றும் புரள் கேளாய் சீற்றம் சிறு காலே வந்துன்னே சேவித்தும் போற்றாமரையடியே போற்றும் புரள் கேளாய் பெத்தம் துண்ணும் குலத்தில் பிறந்து நீ குற்றேவல் எங்களை கொல்லாமல் போகாது ஈட்டை பறை கொள்வான் அன்று கால் கோவிந்த ஏற்றைக்கும் பிறவிக்கும் முந்தன்னோடு உற்றோமேயாவோம் உனக்கே நாம செய்வோம் மாற்றேனாம் காமங்கள் மாற்றேலோரம் பாவாய் உற்றோமேயாவோம் உனக்கே நாம செய்வோம் மாற்றேனும் காமங்கள் மாற்றேலோரம் பாவாய்.
O Govinda, now please hear why we came early in the morning to pray at your lotus feet. You, who was born to the cowherd group, must accept us as your devotees and allow us to serve you. We did not come here to get the pare drums today. However many births we go through, our wish will always be to serve you for your own pleasure, not for our own. Oh Lord, please rid us of these material and mundane interests of this world. Pasuram 30 is a very special Pasuram of Tirupave, as Andal is out of her trance and is writing from her own point of view, not as a Gopika. It is also the very last Pasuram of Tirupave, so please enjoy.
வங்க கடல் கடைந்தா மாதவனை கேசவனை வங்க கடல் கடைந்தா மாதவனை கேசவனை திங்கள் திருமுகத்து சேழிழையார் சென்னிறைஞ்சி அங்க பறை கொண்டு ஆற்றேரி அங்க பறை கொண்டு ஆற்றேரி புதுவை பைங்கமல தன் பெரியன் பட்டர் பிரான் கோதை சொன்ன சங்க தமிழ் மாலை முப்பதும் தபாமே செங்க தமிழ் மாலை முப்பதும் தபாமே இங்கு இப்பறை சுரைப்பாம் இரு ரெண்டு மால் வழைத்தோர் இங்கு இப்பறை சுரைப்பா இரண்டு மால் வளைத்தோர் செங்கண் திருமுகத்து செல்வத்திருமாலால் செங்கும் திருமுகத்து செல்வத்திருமாலால் எங்கும் திருவருள் பெற்று எம்புதுவரம் பாவார் எங்கும் திருவருள் பெற்று எம்புதுவரம் பாவார்
The Gopikas, with beautiful faces like the moon, wearing nice ornaments, reached and prayed to Pirati's husband Krishna, he who churned the milky ocean, and their well-known goal was explained by the daughter of Periyarvar with freshly bloomed lotus flowers, whose name is Andal, raised in the beautiful town of Srivilliputtur, and gifted these 30 pasurams to be enjoyed in the goshtis with other people, and those who would recite in this way without fail would receive the blessing of the Lord with beautiful eyes, he who owns all the wealth in all the lands, who is the Lord himself, and there would be joy everywhere.
This brings us to the end of Andal's story. Andal wished to marry Lord Ranganatha, the deity in Srirangam, and she refused to marry anyone else but him. Periyarvar wondered how on earth she would be able to marry him, but Ranganatha came in Periyarvar's dreams and told him to bring Andal to Srirangam so that he may marry her. And so, with the word of the Lord, he brought Andal in a magnificent chariot to meet Lord Ranganatha, who took her to his divine abode above the heavens, Paramapadam.
கோதை பிறந்த ஊர் கோவிந்தன் வாழுமூர் சோதி மணிமாடம் தோன்றுமூர் நீதியார் வல்லபத்தர் வாழுமூர் நான்மறைகளோதுமூர் வெள்ளிப்புத்தூர் வேதத்தோனூர் பாதகங்கள் தீர்க்கும் பரமனடி காட்டும் வேதமனைத்துக்கும் வித்தாகும் கோதை தமிழ் ஐந்தும் அறியாத மனிதரை வையம் சுமப்பதும் வம்பு திருவாடிப்புறத்து ஜகத்துவித்தாள் வாழியே திருப்பாவை 30 செப்பினாள் வாழியே பெரியாழ்வார் பெற்றெடுத்து பெண் பிள்ளை வாழியே பெரும்புதூர் மாமுனிக்கும் பெண்ணானாள் வாழியே 143 தாள் வாழியே உயிரரங்களுக்கே நன்னியுகந்தளித்தாள் வாழியே மறுவாரும் திருமலி வளநாடி வாழியே மனப்புதுவை நகர்கோதை மலர்பதங்கள் வாழியே.
Thank you for listening to our Sangeeta Upanyasam on Tirupavai. We hope you enjoyed. Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha. Andal Tiruvadigalе Sharanam.
Arvaram Permanaji
Tiruvadigalе Sharanam. Daya and I would like to thank a few people. First, we would like to thank Harivilas Prabhu for blessing us to do this. I would like to thank my music teacher Pravina Aunty and my teacher who taught me Tirupave, Deepali Aunty. And Daya and I would also like to thank all the Vaishnavas in town who helped inspired us. Thank you.
I would also like to thank my mother and the rest of my family for supporting me throughout this. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Once again, this is a momentous moment in the temple. You were both not only full of pure Kainkarya, but you were in the bhava of Goda Devi, Andal. So this is for you. This is for you. Thank you very much. And I want to thank the parents and all the teachers. You've done a fine job. I didn't know you speak Tamil. This Tirupavai is extremely important, especially the 16th Parasuram. I've always meditated on that one. And because there it's very clear, Andal says that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But more so, this Andal and Ramanujacharya especially have created this connection between the Gaudiya Vaishnavas and the Sri Vaishnavas to show that there is no really difference in the Siddhanta. Siddhanta means the whole philosophy by which a person is convinced to surrender to God and to understand, Krishna and Narayana and Rama, they're non-different, they're the same person. And Tirupavai puts you in the bhava of the gopis, and it's clear that Napinai is Srimati Radharani, and everything is there, Nanda Babu, Yasodamai, the gopis, and the whole bhava of Vrindavan, which is love, beauty, poetry, singing, celebration, and basically waking up to the whole spiritual world, which is the fifth dimension, as we mentioned earlier today, the fifth dimension of pure love of God. So thank you very much. You brought us to Vrindavan also. Hare Krishna.